Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Connecticut at Your Service. My name is Carmen Nieves, and I am your host, and we come to you live each Tuesday right here on Soundview Community Media TV, where we feature individuals that are making a difference in their community and are leading with purpose. And today's no exception. I have my sweet, sweet friend, Miss Bobbi Brown, who is a public speaker. She has served on the Board of Education. She has her own talk show. She's a leader amongst leaders in the community for her age and everything that she's done, and we won't talk about that. But Bobbi, I am so excited to have you here because I just think that you're one of these incredible individuals that just paved the way for others, and this isn't new to you. Being in media is not new to you.
Not at all.
So tell us a little bit about you and kind of a little bit about your education and things like that, because I want to get into the meat of what we're here to talk about.
Well, Carmen, thank you for having me. It's always a privilege to be in your presence, to get to talk to you. I'm Bobbi. I have a little spiel that I say. It's Bobbi with an I, not a Y. I don't sing, nor do I do makeup, but I'm a leader in my own right. I'm a Bridgeport native. I love my city. I love the people here. I love the work that we do here. And I enjoy impacting my community because at the end of the day, it's really what you do that really impacts people's lives forever. And sometimes you don't see that until later on, but it's happening and it's real.
And you've been a leader for a long time. You and your mom, I remember being when they were out in the community doing stuff like taping or radio and all of that. And you grew up in that. So it's like having her back, let's make sure that everything looks right because she knows what this is all about. So I want to talk a little bit about, I know that you're in workforce development and you work for Workforce Alliance. What do you do there? And we're not going to talk about your job, but I need people to see the dynamics of this young woman and all the things that she does and just makes such a difference in the community.
So, Carmen, I've been in workforce development for over 7 years, and I've been at Workforce Alliance for the past 2 years. Yep, 2 years. And I absolutely love it. I'm the Director of Communications and Development, so I give a face and a voice to the work that we do in the New Haven area. And then I am a creative, so I get to create that content, put that content out there, and it really tells the stories of those that are coming back into the workforce, what it looks like, what could we do as an organization, and what the community can look forward to.
I could not have said that better myself. So how did you kind of get into this work? Because you and your mom were always out in community. So what led you to kind of what you're doing now as far as community?
Honestly, Carmen, I never really liked to talk. I was very shy to myself. I still am. Like if you put a mic in front of me, I can do what I need to do. But when the lights, cameras, all, I'm very to myself. But my mom was very big in keeping us involved in the community, reminding us of what's important. So she would do her annual festival days that we would participate in. And then she had a talk show. And I remember working on the keyboard, and it was WDJZ at the time, Milford. Big shout out to him, Big T. They would have us out there, practicing and learning the different sound parts of the board, being able to run the board, being able to bring guests on. And I asked my mom, I was like, what, can I have my own show? She's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, I want to do my own show. And from there, we started Ain't No Stopping Us Now, where we would pack up the studio with youth coming from all over Bridgeport, and we would get into the nitty-gritty of Bridgeport issues, Bridgeport successes. We would have the superintendent of schools on down to the mayor. We want to talk about things that affected us, and we wanted people to hear about those things and learn the value of young people advocating for those issues. So I loved it. It became natural, and then I was like, it's time for me to go to college. I went to college in Oklahoma. They gave me a full ride academically. Went out there, and I fell in love with the arts, the media, the television, radio, writing, and I said, you know what, this is where I need to be, and I'm going to take full advantage of it.
We're so glad to have you back just because of all the different things that you do. And I know that you and a couple of your friends started kind of like an online kind of news platform called Bridgeport Strong.
Yes, so my two best friends, Jennifer Cuevas and Shayna Taylor, during the time of during the pandemic, there was a huge issue with police brutality, and one of the issues was addressing racial disparities among Black men. And we started some protests, gotten some words out about what was happening, but we needed a vehicle to do that. So the three of us put our heads together and we created Bridgeport Strong, which created an opportunity for people to see what was happening in the community, advocate for what those issues were. But the good thing is Bridgeport always seems to always have a bad rep when it comes to issues. And we didn't want to be that normal platform that was always bashing our city. We want to say, outside of all of these things, here are some great things that are happening, great people, great businesses, great education, and we want to be the faces of that, and that's what we did.
And people making a difference.
People making a huge difference. And some people, the people that normally wouldn't get the light, we want to make sure that they had a place where they can come and share whatever they had going on, and we would highlight them.
So I just love everything that you do, and I remember you doing stuff in the community, and we were talking about, I think we want to paint trash cans, or we want to do this or that, and always were that, let's figure out how we can get it done. So is that before or after your Let's Talk Brown?
So that's after. So Let's Talk Brown has been around since Ain't No Stopping Us Now. Just a creative platform, and we have hundreds, no, I wouldn't even say thousands of followers that follow us, and they want to know what's happening. They want to know what it's like to be a woman, whether it's a woman in politics, a woman in career, whether it's a stay-at-home mom, whatever it may be, we want to highlight that. So it was very, very inspirational.
And so I'm going to ask your advice on something.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So I looked at your Bridgeport Strong page, and I remember when I looked at it, it was like at about 8,000 followers, and you were like, no, now it's at 11,000. But then I was trying to get like some pictures of you, because you're just all over the place, so how do you pick? But then your personal page only had like 218 people on it. So I'm like, it just goes to say what you said. Like, I tend to be in the back while the work and everything that we do is in the future. I'm just so in awe of just having you here. We've been trying to get you here for like a year. So thank you so much for coming here. So I know that you're involved in, one of the things that makes us want to interview individuals in our community is just like you said. Not only is Bridgeport Strong, we do a lot of different things, but it's really about showcasing what individuals bring that far exceeds their everyday 9 to 5. And in that, I know that you've been with different nonprofits like the NAACP and some of the other ones like Boys and Girls. Are there any that are kind of like your favorites that you've been outside of your own? Because we know that's going to be your baby forever.
Honestly, I really couldn't pick one, because I always tell people I'm like a serial volunteer.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoy just being with people. Yes, I'm a worker bee to the fullest. I think that's where I get my most joy from, because at the end of the day, seeing people elevate, become great because of a little help that you were able to provide is amazing. And sometimes it's not even about the help, it's about the connection to the people. People being able to connect back to someone who saw something in them that they didn't see in themselves.
And sometimes you don't see that or hear that for years.
Years.
And the great thing with young people is that you're working with young people now, and they follow you elementary, high school.
All the way through.
So I just don't want to discount some of the things that are on here. So you were with the NAACP, and you were serving on the national board, holding a state level. You were a youth coordinator and at the youth college, and you were a president. You were featured in the Connecticut Post, WPKN, Community Radio, News 8, WTNH, Only in Bridgeport, the Connecticut Insider, Doing It Local, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And even to a reach that you're actually on some websites for the work that you've done out of state, and that's in Atlanta, right?
Yes.
So I just think that you're just absolutely fantastic. So I want to show a little clip of some of the magic that you make happen. It's a very, very short video. So get ready to jump into the conversation right after that little video.
I be lit, 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 ain't nobody lit as me. I be fresh, 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 ain't nobody fresh
Well, you caught me because I was dancing. So tell me what's going on in that, and then we'll get into the 100 Girls Leading, because all your sessions are like that, with that
All
kind of
them.
energy.
Energy to the max. So that was our middle school program. We started our mentorship program back again this year. And we weren't thinking we were going to get that great of a number, but we are 100 Girls Leading. We have 50 middle school girls, 50 high school girls, and they come every session ready and eager to learn something new, do something different, try something different. I mean, I think it's really unique, and it's really our mentors that make our sessions. We have two great mentor leaders, Miss Shayna Taylor and Miss Lachey. They do the impossible. And these are all volunteers, so no one is paid in our organization. We literally volunteer, and it makes the work that we do memorable, because they give up their time, and we ask, if you look on our website, we say, give us one day of your busy schedule to give back into our girls, and you won't regret it. And I don't think any of our mentors regret the work that they do.
I love it. So let's rewind.
Yes.
So this started back in 2019. So tell me a little bit about that 100 Girl Leading story.
So I actually graduated school in 2016. And I came home and I was like, let me see how I can get involved. So I started back volunteering to all the different community programs that I were volunteering at. And it was something that was interesting. One of my mentors said to me, he looked at me in the face, he said, what do you want to be remembered as? Who do you want to be? Who do you want people to know you as? What's your legacy? And I was like, legacy? I'm young. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm good. He was like, no, you need to make an impact. You went to school. Figure out what your passion is. Know your audience. And that's all that college talked about, was knowing who you were going to work with. And I said, only thing that I know well enough is womanhood. And I don't even know it completely, because I haven't even stepped into motherhood or wifehood, but girlhood. Let's put it like that. And he said, that's a good idea. And he was like, well, what are you going to do with that? I said, I'm going to create a platform to highlight programs and activities that highlight just girl power. So I started pitching the idea to different mentors. Then I got a group of girls together and I pitched it to them. And they told me, like, yeah, what if we just did a day that's just for us? I said, like a girl party? They was like, yeah, like a girl party. And I ran with it from there. And I said to one of my friends, I said, we can call it 100 Girls Leading. They was like, why? I was like, because you know like 50 girls. I know like 50 girls. Bring them together. That's 100 of them. Had no idea that 100 would turn into hundreds. And I'm grateful for just stepping out on that little bit of faith and saying, this is something that I love to do. How can I bring an impact to my city? How can I highlight these things? And that's what we did.
So I want to share a little collage that we put together in honor of you. And tell us what's going on here.
So in this photo, the top photo is our girls. Every year we do this one group photo together where we scream, we are 100 Girls Leading. Because whether you are one or you're the 100th or the 99th, you're in the group of sisterhood. And last year we were able to do shirts. So it looked so amazing, like just seeing them all together, and they were excited, Carmen, like beyond excited about the day. And the mentors is the bottom photo. We could not do any of this without them, without their time, their resources. These are women that are connected in Bridgeport and connected
beyond.
Across Connecticut. You're one of them as well. So seeing those connections come together was very unique and powerful. And then the last photo is our mentees. These girls were ready to be interviewed and talk about what it was like to be at the event, but why was an event like this so important to them? To watch the mom say, I brought you here because I needed you to see what it's like to be surrounded by girls that look like you, come from the community that you come from, and love girl and sisterhood. So all of it is 100 Girls Leading all together.
I love it. And one of the things that I really appreciated is that you started having the conversations like you're having them now, and you already had one of your meetings and you're going to be having another one.
Yes.
And I think that what people should know is that the girls that went, first of all, it wasn't 100.
No.
I think it was like 500.
Yes.
that have come out to the event with the moms, and you block out all of McLeavy Green. You have people that are different nonprofits so that people can get information? What are some of the other activities that you have going on that your mentors kind of lead?
So every year we have a theme, and the theme is dedicated to whatever the girls would like to see. So this year we talked about volunteerism, teaching them how to volunteer and give back. So one of the tables was a community plant table where they helped build a community pot, and they were going to give those pots to other community organizations to show the growth of giving back and supporting and showing servitude. Then we had STEM, teaching girls how to make body scrubs. They learn about these are things that are in your own home that you can use and make body scrubs. We did arts and media, which is a table that you hosted. We also did entrepreneurship, what it's like to own your own business. How do we become money makers at a young age? Girls had a chance to make their own lemonade stands. What does that look like? How does it look like to own your own business? We had career and readiness, how to get ready for an interview, how to look at a resume, do's and don'ts when you come to dressing up for these things. It just was mind-blowing. And then we had speakers that came and they touched on positive interactions that girls can have in their community and what it looked like to be invested in the arts and mental health. Learning about that. One of our speakers talked to the girls about how it is important to remember to take care of you, because you are no good if you're no good to yourself. So,
and I think in one of the booths, if I don't remember, they have pledges to themselves.
Yes.
Like, I'm going to be safe, I'm not, whatever. And I just thought that was wonderful. And me being one of the mentors that was there that day, just the interaction, you would think that a lot more high school, but it's really like that middle freshman, middle school and like beginning of like their high school career. So I really love that opportunity to be able to just engage in that. And we've got a call.
A caller.
Thank you for calling Connecticut at your service. You have a question for Ms. Bobbi.
Hi, I love what you guys are talking about. I love everything that you do. I was just wondering, do you have positions for volunteers or mentors, and how would people get involved with that?
Sure. So we have a website. It's www.100girlsleadinginc.org. You can log onto our site. There's a part on the site that says get involved, and you can get involved by becoming a mentor. You can get involved by signing your child up in our mentorship program, or you can get involved by simply volunteering overall. You could be a speaker, guest speaker. If you have an activity you want to bring to the girls, we invite it all.
That's awesome. Are we going to be hearing from you, caller?
No, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for calling. So I think that's a great segue into talking about the mentoring piece of it and kind of what a little snapshot of what's going to be going on. So we're going to put up the next flyer, which talks about the summit and who your key speakers are going to be that day. So tell us a little bit about the day and some of the notable, amazing women that you've got lined up already.
So this year, our theme is Bold and Brilliant, embracing, fostering confidence in girls. So every year we try to find something that echoes what the girls want to see, and Bold and Brilliant is who they are. So the first couple of years you were figuring it out, getting your 100 girls leading legs together, and now we're like, you know what you know, now let's act on what you know. And Bold and Brilliant is really it. Like, we want our girls to be bold in their careers and be brilliant in what they go after. So this year we have a guest speaker, Dr. Camilla Lawrence.
Who's wonderful.
Amazing.
Oh my God, she's so great.
She's so amazing.
And so involved.
And
like,
she
you
said
see
yes.
her everywhere.
She said yes to being a part of it, and she's a surgeon. She's a surgeon, and that was one of the things that we thought about. She is in a bold career, and a brilliant one at that. And we want to make sure we highlighted that. And she said yes to being a part of our events. Then we have Sana, who also has a organization called Unashamed. She's from Middletown, Connecticut. We have Shia Reed. She's from the Greater Bridgeport NAACP. We have a money manager, money maker, Miss Lily Ennis, who is phenomenal with helping you stack your coins.
And creating legacy.
And
like
creating
legacy.
We have, who else do we have? We have so many.
We'll put it back up because I know you have a youth entrepreneur.
Yes,
'Cause you
yes,
always
yes.
have one.
We have Sky Brown. She's a book writer. She's actually wrote a book. I think Sky is like 5, and she is a sickle cell survivor, and she wrote a book about sickle cell. And her parents helped put it out there and really promote who she is and what it is she's giving back. And then last but not least, we have a dynamic Miss Talia McGee. She actually is Miss Volunteer 2024. What the cool thing is, she's also a Celtics cheerleader.
Nice.
So she has paved the way through dance and art. So she'll be there. And then we have a dynamic poet, Miss Yex Diaz from New Haven, Connecticut. So these are all Connecticut leaders that are giving back and that are powerful. And I'm excited.
I just think that's incredible. So kind of so how can women, again, how can they reach you to kind of get involved and either volunteer or register? Because you have to register.
Yes.
Because the girls actually get like a swag bag and all of that, right?
So our donors donate so many beautiful things for the girls, and they're all girl oriented. So moms, the bags are not for you. They're for the girls. And they're all supplies that are given from organizations across Connecticut. Some of them are not even in Connecticut. But you can register on our website, www.100girlsleadinginc.org. There's a button that says register for Summit 2024. Register now, because the first 100 girls that register, you are guaranteed to walk away with the bag. Now, Carmen, you know every year, everybody gets something. But that first 100 is so important to be in the number, because that sets the tone for the day. And we have this saying at 100 Girls Leading: as long as we occupy that 100 number, we know there's nothing impossible we cannot do. So register your daughters. And I want to go back to a point too that you said. We register the girls, we never register the moms. So there's always more than what we think in number at the event, because we have the girls, which are 5 to 600, but if we count the women that are there, that makes the number even bigger. So I didn't even think about that to this day.
And one of the things that we did that actually Soundview Community Media TV participated, I want to give some love to Bobbi.
So much love.
And Ricky that helped us with the taping, that we're going to ask them to air it again in its entirety from last year. And it'll be on the educational channel for us on that. But I want to give Bobbi some love, because she actually was at the booth. And one of the great things that we did, and we had like a whole Miss Faith, Kelly, and a bunch of us were putting together that group together. And they actually came up with questions and tips on, when you're going to be on TV or when you're going to get your picture taken and all of that. And then they got a chance to interview their moms or whoever they were at the event with that day.
Carmen, I look back at the footage and my heart was like, because sometimes you don't see the full picture. Like our first couple of years, we didn't have a media team or anything like that. So we were getting content based off of parents submitting stuff. But last year, we were really able to sit back and watch from every aspect of the event of what took place. And that could not have been done without the arts and media team and Soundview team, because it was so unique to see the moms interview their daughters on why they brought them there. But it was the cutest thing ever to see the daughters interview the mothers on why they came. Because our first year, if you remember, we had so many parents standing in front of the stage. It was like, we felt like this was for us. And the little girl in us was grateful for the platform, for the event. And I'm so glad to hear that and to see the arts and media team embrace both cultures together.
And you had like yoga at one place, and you guys gave out food. They were like, the mentors, you go, it's all gone because all the girls got it. We're like, okay, we'll go buy it since it's not about us. But it just was such a jam-packed, and it's like 4 or 5 hours or something. And DJ Dance, which is amazing.
She'll be back this year.
And we love her.
Yes, she'll be back.
I think it's so cool when girls can do guy jobs.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. The DJing. And I think last year you had someone from the fire department, and just really giving the girls an opportunity to see what's possible. I loved it. Dancers you had, cheerleaders.
And we have this year we have Latino moves coming. So we're going to see different cultures. So that's the thing, is like our girls are so diverse. They come from all over, and we want to make sure that whatever we put on that stage reflects them. Diversity in programs, diversity in talent, diversity in speakers, because that's so important. They want to see themselves in everything that we do.
And you give them a voice to figure out what they want to do. And I remember when we were toying around with what we were going to do last year, we were at one point, we were going to make a stage. And then we're like, why take it there? Let's take it to like how they would want to ultimately look.
Yes.
And I think I celebrate your team, and some of your girls have been with you through your friends, your board, your kind of like worker bees. And that just is a testament to you that when people believe in you, they believe in your vision, and they're going to help you carry it out, because through your leadership, you touch so many lives. So what's next for 100 Girls Leading?
What's next is more leading. We have a lot of work to do. We haven't even touched the tip of all of it, but creating and continue to create spaces and places for our girls is so important. We've been highlighted on different platforms, and I want to continue to do that, because it's not about me, and you know I could care less about any of it. I love to see them be great, but I think next time someone else should be in this seat. Some girl, some parent, speaking on what their experience is, because that's what it's about. How do we make that everlasting impact? And you know, through great advocacy, we were able to get funded, and now we're able to give back in even a bigger way. We were able to do stuff at the summit last year that we never would have thought we could have done. Yeah. And that's just a testament of the connections that the women have. So I would like to shout out the entire 100 Girls Leading team, from the mentors to the funders to the girls to the parents. Thank you, because there's
to the spaces that let you,
all of the women businesses that give of their time, that allow us to use their space to do our events, to the school systems that welcome our girls tours in, to the platforms that we're on. Thank you. 100 Girls Leading is what it is because people like yourself say, hey, how can I give back? And 100 Girls Leading is known for its one day of volunteer for women. And I don't think that's seen anywhere else but here in our own city. And that says a lot about Bridgeport.
And I will tell you what I see for you.
I
feel like could be global. This could really be global, where you can be helping their own communities, nurture their own communities. Mm-hmm. Since they're diverse, not every community is going to be different.
Correct.
But how do you give them kind of not the blueprint, but the ideas of how they can get these conversations started? And it just says so much about you. I hope to continue to keep seeing you. I celebrate you and your family and all the things that you do. Give us one more time how people can reach you.
Yes.
And talk right to them and tell them how they can volunteer.
If you're not doing anything, I need you to log on to www.100girlsleadinginc.org. And that's www.100girlsleadinginc.org. Look at our website. We just updated it too. Look at our website. Check out all of our pictures, our videos. Follow us on social media. We're everywhere. We just put out the flyer. We're dropping clips of the last year's event. We want you to be a part of it. Do it. You have time. We started early, Carmen, so we got nothing but a couple months.
Still, it doesn't seem like so much, but your group is worker bees. So, Bobbi, I can't tell you, Bobbi with an I.
Not a Y.
I love you to pieces. Thank you for coming. Thank you. I'm sorry it took us so long to get you here, but
I'm not going anywhere.
She does not disappoint. So at this point, I want to once again thank everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you back next week on Community Media TV and Connecticut at your service. We'll see you next week.